You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. We've got a special guest tonight in the Kop TV for the first time.
Hello. How are you doing? Happy New Year, everyone.
So I'm going to introduce for 2 seconds who is Ragnhild. She's Ragnhild Hansen, and she's basically a very famous Liverpool author. She knows Tia Hotel, and she's the owner of Norway branch. So
Oh, no, I'm not the owner.
yeah, but let's say like that. And massively, she's a big friend of me, and a massive person, and a lovely person. So for me, it's a massive pleasure to have you here. There we go. So let's talk about the game. What do you think about the game?
Oh, you know what? We just ruled the field, for the first half an hour before Alisson did that horrendous mistake. It's just so unusual of him. It was, we were so fired up. We were winning every second ball. The intensity was back that we were missing from Brentford. Everyone was just switched on, and Wolves, they just looked like shadows on that pitch. And then Alisson do something that he just never does. It's just not in his nature to do two stupid mistakes in one game. And it was really interesting to see what happened when Alisson did that mistake, because the game completely changed. Wolves all of a sudden got switched on and started believing in themselves. They got a little bit of a spark, and then Liverpool just looked so unconcentrated after that. It's like they lost their focus, and it's just like they lost their heads a little bit, and it was just frustrating to watch.
I agree. What do you think of the Cody Gakpo impact for the first game?
He looked a little nervous. He was a little unfortunate, because I don't think Thiago had a very good game. So nothing really happened on the left-hand side much of the game. So most of the game was played, and the right side was dominating, with Trent having a good game and Salah having a good game, especially the first 3/4 of the game. So I thought Salah was outstanding tonight. It was lovely to see him fired up again and dribbling and just being, the good old Salah, and doing some magics. We saw some incredible attacks tonight. We saw some really sort of creative, fun-filled football again tonight by the Reds. So, I mean, the margins were small. We could have scored on a couple of occasions where they were playing magic. But for our new number 18, he did have the guts to sort of try to boss people around a little bit, to say, give the ball to him, and he was saving energy. He wasn't just running around like a headless chicken. He was really placing himself, but very unfortunate that his side of the midfield wasn't creating much for him, wasn't creating many opportunities for him. And also, I think maybe he needs a little time to adapt to the physicality of Premier League.
He's so tall, by the way, 188.
I was so surprised. I thought he was going to be much smaller. I'm very excited that he's here, and my son is a big fan. He's just been dreaming about him coming to us. So that was like the best Christmas gift ever for him when he signed for us, a late Christmas present. But anyway, so I think, and I was a little sad because he did have a proper sort of tackle there at the end, and then he got a foul for it, and I thought, no, come on. He was like finally getting into it, and then he got punished by finally showing a bit of physicality. But I think he will be amazing. A little better midfielder on his side in the next game, and a goal to just sort of fill his boots with some confidence, and I think this boy will be on fire.
So next game we've got Brighton in the Premier League. Any thoughts about that? For me personally, it's going to be a super tough game, because Brighton is a very good team. The manager is Italian, and he knows how to play good football. So we play here in October, and we drew 3-3. So it's going to be a super tough game. Any thoughts about that for you?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous as well, because it looks like the boys are a little out of focus. They look like they're a little switched off in terms of really wanting to play for something. They don't have that hunger and that joy that we're used to.
But why that? Why play for Liverpool, no hunger? Why?
I think one has been all the injuries. We have key players that are not affected by our form. Some days the team is just out of sort of form, but with Diaz, he doesn't care. And he's one of those players who will just perform on a very high level, and he's not affected by bad team days.
We miss him.
Miss him desperately, because he's been one of those who just create so much and then make the rest of the boys wake up, you know, and not go collectively depressed if things are not going Liverpool's way. Liverpool haven't been used to being a poor side, and I don't think they sort of have trained their mentality to pick themselves up after a disappointing run. And we've had a few this season, so I think, and also it didn't help with the World Cup. You know, we were finally getting back into form, and then we had a big stop in the season. So I think we saw some good sort of spells today.
Are you confident for the top 4?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the points are so few between the teams, you know. We just need to keep cracking on one game at a time, as they say, the media-trained boys. We'll climb back up there again. Of course we'll get top 4. But as a Liverpool fan, is top 4 good enough for us anymore? We just want the top, period, top. And I am doubting we will win the Premier League this year. So that's why we need the FA Cup, you know. Although the FA Cup is messing with our home games, because 2 of the home games can be kicked out on a different date if we go on. So I guess that will be the comfort if we don't win when we go and play Wolves away.
Ragnhild, thanks very much for the interview. Thanks very much to be in the Kop TV. For me, it's a massive pleasure. I love you as a friend. You're an amazing person.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stands, for a lot more Liverpool content.
Remember to check out our Shopify store for this beauty and much more. It's the new Luchito's Way Diaz t-shirt based on Luis Diaz and Carlito's Way. It's out now, designed by Rubi.
And there's going to be so many more.
There is. Make sure you're involved. Go and buy this now and use the Kop TV 15 for a little discount if you want.